Many of us remember learning in school that there are 9 planets in our solar system. You may have even had a phrase to remember all the planets, like, "My very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas." Well, unfortunately, you might need to think of a new one since pizzas are no longer on the menu. As of 2006, Pluto was officially announced not a planet. But why? It looks like a planet. It orbits around the sun like a planet. It even has a couple of moons, so how could it not be considered a planet? Well, there are 3 requirements for something to be considered a planet. The first thing is it must orbit a star. Pluto, of course, orbits our sun, but it has an interesting trajectory compared to other planets. Pluto has a very oval or elliptical-shaped orbit to the point where it actually orbits closer to the sun than Neptune at certain points. Nonetheless, it still orbits our sun, so this box is checked. The second requirement is it must be spherical. When a planet has enough gravity, it becomes almost perfectly spherical. Of course, most planets have large craters and mountains and valleys, but from a zoomed-out point of view in space, just like the Earth, they look more or less like a perfect sphere. Comets and asteroids are examples of objects that are not large enough to have the gravity to form a sphere, and this is why they stay irregularly shaped. But again, for Pluto at least, this box is checked. The last requirement for something to be considered a planet is it must have cleared away any other objects of a similar size near its orbit around the star. Now this is the tough one for Pluto. So Pluto's orbit is in a region referred to as the Kuiper Belt. When our solar system was formed billions of years ago, a lot of rock and debris never made its way into a planet. So there are still trillions of leftover comets orbiting the sun in this faraway region. As far as we know today, Pluto is the largest of the objects in the Kuiper Belt, but it is still not large enough to have cleared away other objects in its orbit, and this is what gives it its title as a dwarf planet. Pluto is very small. Most people know this, but they don't realize how small it actually is. Pluto is only 2/3 the size of our own moon. Or from another perspective, it isn't even larger than the United States. It's actually only half as big as the US, with just a 1,400-mile diameter. Due to its size and therefore not being able to clear its orbit of debris, this gave Pluto the status of a dwarf planet. And it is also the reason why, unfortunately, in 2006, they deemed it not a planet. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and remember to join us next week for a new video.